Hi guys, and welcome back to another crochet tutorial. Today I'm going to show you how to make this baby summer dress. It's for my daughter. She's 1 year old. I actually planned to make it for her first birthday. Today is her first birthday, so I was able to finish it on time so we can make some cute birthday pictures. And yes, actually there's not a lot to say about this because it does look a little bit complicated, but it's very easy. It's made of 2 sections that are exactly the same, so you're gonna repeat making the second section exactly the same as you did the first one, and then you're just going to add the shoulder part and then combine it together. Add these 4 buttons. I think it's not focusing, but anyway, there are 4 buttons here, and then there's here this pocket. You can make it or you can leave it out. So you can see here, this is the pocket, and then you're going to combine these 2 parts here on the sides with a simple single crochet. And other than that, it's worked in double crochets. Here are those type of double crochets, these that are made like in the front and in the back, and you're gonna see it during the tutorial. And yeah, you can see it's checkered pattern. 2 colors. I chose these 2 colors. You can choose any colors that you want. You can also make it only 1 color and then maybe just choose a different color for the pocket. And actually I made 1 small size for her as well, which she was wearing when she was 3 months old. Very strange, I cannot find it at the moment. But I did some modifications, like the other one is very straight and this one is a little bit open here. So when you crochet something for the second time, you will always find, like, try to make some mistakes that you did better. But yeah, so just to let you know, these measurements, I'm going to share them in my written pattern, are for a 1-year-old baby, which is pretty normal size, like she's not bigger or smaller than usual. And so yeah, if you just want to make it bigger, here there's a lot of room, so I think until 2 or 3 years it's actually pretty much the same. You can just make these shoulder parts longer, and then of course you have to make this, since they are higher, the skirt part longer. But other than that, it's pretty simple to make it in different sizes. And yes, that was all. What you will need, you will see in a few seconds. And yes, I wish you a lot of fun crocheting with me. So what we need to do is to do 2 exactly the same parts. The front and the back part is going to be exactly the same. I already did 1 part, and now I'm going to show you how to make this one, and then you have to do exactly 1 more. So we're gonna take our yellow yarn, and depending on what size you are going to make it, here I have 17 panels, let's call them panels, of 5 double crochet. So I'm going to make 85 chains plus 2. The plus 2 is because the first double crochet of the next row will be these 2 chains. If you can understand what I mean. So let's get started with 85 plus 2 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I now made 85 chains, and now I'm gonna add 2 more chains, 1, 2, and now for the second row we're going to make 1 double crochet into the 3rd chain from the row. So we have 1, 2, and 3, the 3rd one. We're gonna insert our hook here and make the first. It's actually our second double crochet now. So now we have 2 double crochets, and these 2 chains count as our first double crochet. And now we're going to make 1 double crochet into each chain. And we're gonna continue this until we reach the end of the row. And at the end of the row we are supposed to have 85 double crochet. In my case, if you want to make it bigger or smaller, I would just suggest, that's no problem, I would just suggest to always add 5 or -5 in order to still have this pattern of like this checkered pattern that you can see here. So after we did the 85 double crochet, we have to start making the border. So as you can see, these are some kind of special type of stitches, and basically first of all we're going to start with chaining 2, 1, 2. We're gonna turn our work, and then we're gonna do a double crochet, but instead of inserting our hook into the stitch, we're going to insert our hook here like this around our double crochet from the previous row, and then continue doing that usual double crochet. And after that we're going to do exactly the same thing, but instead of inserting our hook like this and have the double crochet in front of our hook, we're going to put it backwards. So we have the crochet behind our hook, and then we're gonna take our yarn and make our usual double crochet. And then we're going to do exactly the same thing again. First we're gonna do the front row, like the front part, and then the back part. So I'm gonna show you one more time. We're gonna yarn over. We're gonna insert our hook here where our double crochet is. We're gonna take our yarn, pull through, and then make our double crochet. And the same thing backwards. And then finish off the double crochet. And by doing this alternatively back and front, we're going to get this type of design. So you're gonna continue doing this until you reach the end of the row, and then I will meet you there. So as soon as we reached the end of the row, the last stitch, we are going to simply do just a normal double crochet. And now we're going to chain 2, we're gonna turn our work, and now we're going to repeat exactly the same thing. So we're going to do the front exactly where we have our front crochet. So you can see this is front, this is back, front, back, front, back. So we are going to again do front, back always. So we're going to enter our hook into the front one, and we're gonna do our double crochet, and then we're gonna enter our hook at the back part and do our double crochet. So let me show you one more time. The front part here, this is the one that sticks out at the front. And then the back part, like this. So let's do one more time, very slowly. So yarn over, insert the hook here at the double crochet, yarn over, pull through the yarn, yarn over, and finish off the double crochet. And the same thing just backwards. So we're gonna take our hook, put it at the back one here, backwards, and finish our double crochet. And this we're going to do until we reach the end of the row, and then we will obtain exactly this ribbing part, like this border, and then we can start with the checkered pattern. So I finished with the row, and same as we did in the previous row, the last stitch we're going to do just a normal double crochet. So no fancy forward or backward. So here, and now we need to start doing the checkered pattern, and we are going to start off with the yellow color as well. I'm gonna do it exactly the same. If you want like to have it, you know, like at the back side as well, that it's gonna be you understand, like it's gonna be white again, you know, yellow white, but I prefer to do yellow, so it's just gonna be the side part, and then I'm gonna change. So we're gonna start off by chain 2, and then we are going to make just simple double crochet. So not here, this is our first stitch, and this counts already as our first double crochet. So we're gonna make a double crochet into the second stitch. So we have 2, 3, 4, and 5, and the 5th double crochet, and that's gonna be every double crochet before changing the color. We're not gonna finish it off, so we're gonna keep the last 2 loops on the hook. So normally we just would yarn over and finish off the double crochet, but we have to change the color first so that it's gonna be a more beautiful transition, let's say, color transition. So we're gonna take our color, we're gonna keep the other yarn, the other color here in the front. So you can hold it with your thumb. I hold the white other yarn, the white yarn, back with my ring finger, and then we're going to yarn over and pull through. Now we're going to take the yellow yarn, the yarn that we are not crocheting in, and we're gonna move it along while crocheting with the white yarn. So we're gonna make our first double crochet with the white color, and the yellow is always here inside. You can always like try to make it tighter. And we're gonna continue 4 more double crochets with the white color. So insert the hook into our stitch, make sure that the yarn is here in between, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through the 2 loops on the hook, and then to the next 2 loops on the hook. And we're gonna repeat this 3 more times. One, two, and 3, but this is our fifth double crochet with the white color, so we're not gonna finish it off because we have to change the color. So we're gonna take the white yarn, we're gonna hold it here with the ring finger. First we're gonna hold it back so that this stays nice and tight. We're gonna take the yellow yarn and we're gonna finish off the double crochet. Now we're gonna take the white yarn, and we're gonna make sure that same as we did with the yellow yarn, it's always going to move along while we're crocheting our 5 double crochets with the yellow color. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Same again, not finished. Take the yellow yarn, hold it with the thumb. I always make sure that the yellow yarn is always in the front and the white yarn is always in the back. So otherwise, if you do it randomly, the 2 yarns will twist and knot, and then you're gonna get so much headache. So make sure that they're always separated. So I always have my one yarn here and the other yarn here at the other side. So yeah, we're gonna hold here the yellow yarn and we're gonna change the color again. So let's take the white yarn, hold the yellow yarn so that it stays nice and tight, and finish off with the white yarn. Now we're gonna make sure that the yellow yarn goes along while crocheting with the white yarn, and we're gonna do 5 double crochet with the white yarn. Two, 3, 4, and 5, and here again the same thing. We're not gonna finish off the double crochet. We're gonna hold our white yarn with the ring finger. We're gonna take the yellow yarn and finish off the double crochet, and then make sure again that we have the white yarn with us, and then we're gonna do our 5 double crochet with the yellow yarn. So basically that's what we're gonna do until we reach the end of the row. So alternatively make 5 double crochet with the white yarn and 5 double crochet with the yellow yarn, and we're gonna continue this until we reach the end of the row, and then I will meet you there. So I now reached the end of the row. So I finished off with the yellow color again. That's exactly how I planned it. And now as you can see here, also I didn't finish off the last, like the 5th double crochet, but in this case we can finish it off because we don't need to change the color. We're going to make one more round exactly the same, like where we did the yellow 5 double crochet. We're gonna make yellow 5 double crochet again and then switch to the white color. It's the next row where we are going to switch the color at the beginning. So let's first continue with this row. So we're gonna finish off with the same color. We're gonna chain 2 and we're gonna turn our work. And now make sure that you will take the white yarn with you, and you're gonna make 1 double crochet, not into this first stitch, because these two chains will count as our first double crochet. So here into the second stitch. And then you can pull a little bit the white color so it doesn't stand out, but also even if you can see the white color here, or if you use like some other colors that are more visible, like the difference, because I realized that here yellow and white is not really, I mean, it depends on which light you can see. Now I'm filming at night, but during the day it's much more visible, but still here the transitions are still a little bit visible, so don't worry about that, because we're gonna connect these parts here along this way and then turn the work, so you're not gonna see anything. So now we are going to continue with it. We have 2 double crochet now, so we're gonna do 3 more. So 1, 2, and 3. So, and now as we did 5 double crochet, we're not gonna finish off the 5th one, and we're gonna change the color, and we're gonna do exactly like, we're gonna repeat exactly the same thing as we did in the row before. So make sure to always take the other yarn with you, and then make again 5 double crochet. So now I did the 5 double crochets. We're gonna change our color, finish off the 5th double crochet, and then continue with the next color. So we're going to do this, repeat this until we reach the end of the row, and then I'm gonna meet you there. So now we reached the end of the row, and now it's the time to change the color. So we're gonna have that checkered pattern. So we're gonna hold our yarn, the white yarn, the yellow yarn back. We're gonna take the white yarn and finish off the last double crochet of the row. Then we're gonna chain 2, turn our work, and then we're gonna do 4 more double crochets with the white color. So make sure the yellow yarn is always with you. So we have now 2, 3, 4, and 5. And also here we're not gonna finish it off, but we're gonna change the color first, and then continue with 5 double crochet with the yellow color. And once you did your 5 double crochet with the yellow color, you're gonna change again into the white color. And that is basically what we're gonna do for the next rows. So let me show you how many rows I did here. I personally, I measured it on my daughter. So basically here, this is the part where the body starts. So this is where the legs are, basically where her where her diaper is. So that's why I did this part much larger, and this is then where her belly starts. so a little bit up here, and make sure to measure and to know how long you want this to be. In my case, I did like, these are two, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yes, I did 12 rows of double crochet before starting to make the decreases. So you're gonna continue doing it in the length that you need it, and then I'm gonna meet you, in my case here, after I made 12 rows of double crochet, like a total of 12 rows. I already made 2 rows of double crochets here. So I now finished making the 12 rows of double crochet, always alternating the yellow and white color. And now we are going to start making some decreases. Basically, we're going to make decreases until we don't have this first panel anymore on both sides. So we're going to make 1 decrease on this side and 1 decrease on this side. So 1 decrease on each side at each row. And since we have 5 double crochet in the first panel, so we're going to make 1 decrease in the next 5 rows. Now I'm going to show you how to make a double crochet decrease. So what we have to do first is to change the color. So I didn't finish the 5th double crochet. I'm going to change to the yellow color now. So finish off the double crochet from this last row, and now we're going to chain 2, 1, 2. We're gonna turn our work, and now we're going to make our first decrease. A double crochet decrease, we're going to first yarn over, insert the hook into our first stitch. Always take the yarn with you, yarn over, pull through the hook, and we have 3 loops on the hook. Now we're gonna yarn over and pull through the first 2 loops on the hook. Now we have 2 loops on the hook, and instead of finishing off like we would do for a normal double crochet, we're going to yarn over and insert our hook again into the next stitch. We're going to yarn over, pull through our hook. Now we have 4 loops on our hook. We're gonna yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops, and then we have 3 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on the hook. So basically now we have 1 double crochet. These are the first 2 chains that we did, which count as our first double crochet, and then here we have 1 double crochet decrease. Now we're going to continue for the next 2 double crochet. We're gonna do normal double crochet, so 1 and 2. We're not gonna finish it off because we have to change our color, so we're gonna take the yellow yarn and pull through. So now we're going to, like here we have now 3 double crochet and 1 double crochet decrease. So basically for the next row we are going to have 4 stitches instead of the 5 stitches that we always have at the beginning. And for the next double crochet we're gonna continue doing just normal double crochet until we reach this last panel here, the last 5 double crochet, and then I will show you how to make the decrease at the end of the row. So I reached now the end of the row, and now it's the time to make our second decrease. So first we're going to change the color. And now we're going to make 2 simple double crochet, 1 and 2, and now we're going to make a double crochet decrease. So we're going to do the same thing as before. So we're going to yarn over insert the yarn here at in our stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, insert the yarn into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through. We have 4 loops on our hook, yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, and pull through the last 3 loops on the hook. And now we're going to make our last double crochet, and we finished off our first row of decrease. Now we're gonna chain 2, turn our work, and we're going to repeat again the same thing as we did in the previous row. So we're going to do 1 decrease. So I'm gonna decrease, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, insert our hook into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through. We have 4 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, and pull through the remaining loops on the hook. And now, since we did the decrease in the previous row, we only have 1 more double crochet in this color left, so we're not gonna finish it off, but we're going to change the color first and then continue with the white color for the next 5 double crochet. And this we're going to continue until we reach the end of the row, like here, this last panel, until we reach this last white double crochet, and then I'm gonna show you how to make the decrease here on this part. So I reached now the end of the row, and the same thing we're gonna do again as we did here in the previous row. Just first we're gonna change our color, and then again we're gonna make 1 normal double crochet first, and then we're gonna make our decrease, and then we want to make 1 more last double crochet. This one we're not gonna finish because we have to change the color, and we're gonna chain 2. We're gonna turn our work, and now we're going to, we need to take our yarn, and now we have only 1 more decrease left, so we're gonna decrease here, and here we'll have to change the color already, so we're gonna change the color and then pull through all the 3 loops on the hook. And now we're gonna continue with our normal double crochet until we reach almost the end of the row, where we are going to make our second decrease of the row. So I'm gonna meet you back here again one more time to show you how to make the decrease. So I reached now almost the end of the row. We're gonna change the color, and now we're gonna immediately start doing the decrease. So first 1 decrease, and then 1 double crochet. Now we're gonna chain 2, and now it's time for our last decrease. Yarn over, pull through, change the color, yarn over, take the yarn with you, pull through, yarn over the first two, and then yarn over and pull through the next two loops on the hook, and then continue for the next 4 double crochet that are left with this color. And then change the color. So now we're gonna repeat the same thing at the end of the row. I'm gonna show you how to do it, but until then, first continue this row with double crochet. And now we're going to change the color immediately again. So we're gonna take our yellow color and make 1 decrease. And then continue with the next 4 double crochet that we have left with the yellow color. 2, 3, and 4. And then change the color. And this we're going to repeat again at the end of the row, but first let's do the double crochet until we reach, like, until we made the last 4 double crochet in the yellow color, and then I'm gonna show you how to do the decrease. So I now made the last 4 double crochet with the yellow color, and now we're going to make 1 decrease. And we need to change our color now. And then make 1 last double crochet with the white color. So we're not going to change the color. We're gonna chain 2 and make our 4 double crochets. One, 2, 3, and 4. Now we're going to change the color. And then we're going to continue with the same thing that we did here before we did the decreases. So we're going to simply make double crochets until the end of the row, then we're going to chain 2 and then turn our work and continue with the next row. And we're going to do this here. We can see this is our the opposite side. So we did our 4 decreases here, so you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, and we did the decreases here as well. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now we're going to continue, simply make normal double crochets for the next. So we started already with 1 row, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22. So 22 rows of normal double crochet without any decreases. And when we finished and we reached this part here, I'm gonna show you how to make the ribbing part again. And here we also need to do decreases again, as you can see. So we now reached our desired length, exactly as I did for the other part. And as you can see, I made the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 22 rows of just normal double crochet by always alternating the color. And now I added one more row, as you can see, because in order to start this ribbing part and also the decreases, we need to first make one normal row of double crochet here. As you can see, we have one normal row of double crochet now. So simply do the same thing as you did before for one row. There is one thing that we need to do differently before finishing off this row. Here, where we change the color to the yellow color, we usually always take the yarn with us, but in this case we're not going to take the yarn with us. We're leaving the white yarn back here and finish off with the last 5 double crochet for this row. And now we're going to chain 2, turn our work, and we're going to start with this design. So we have the white color here, the white colored yarn. We have it here, just be careful not to interlace your yarn. And now we're going to yarn over, insert our hook here behind the double crochet from the previous row, take the yarn and finish off by doing a normal double crochet. Now we're gonna do the same thing, just we're gonna insert our hook in front of the previous double crochet and make the double crochet. We're gonna repeat again in front, behind, like we are always going to alternate, and front. And we're going to make one more. Behind. So as you can see, we have 3 of these front, and here we need to make one more because we need to have 3 front and 3 back. So I'm gonna yarn over and go behind. And this is the part where we're going to change our yarn. And now we're going to yarn over, make one decrease. So we're gonna not finish off our first double crochet, so we're just going to pull the yarn through the first 2 loops, and we're not going to finish off, but we're yarning over and we're going to insert our hook again into the next double crochet, yarn over, pull through the 2 loops, and then yarn over and pull through the last 3 loops. And then we have one more double crochet in the white color left before changing the yarn, and finish off, and then continue with simple double crochets along the row. So as you can see now, we have this ribbing part. We started off this ribbing part here, this one. We have 3 front, 3 in the back. We did our decrease, And now we're going to continue with double crochet by alternating the color as always until we reach this part here. And here we need to do one more decrease. So double crochet until you have this white and this yellow double crochets left, so until here, and then I'm gonna show you how to make the decreases. So we reached almost the end of the row, and now we need to change the color. Then we're going to make one double crochet, and then we're going to make one decrease. And after this decrease, we are going, first of all, we need to change the color. So finish off the decrease with the yellow color. We're gonna keep our yarn here, the white yarn, we're gonna keep it here, and then we're going to start doing this pattern here. So we need to first insert our hook. Let's see. We're gonna insert our hook first behind, then in front, and then alternate until we have only one double crochet left. So we finished this pattern here, and now we have one more double crochet left. This is going to be just a simple double crochet as we did before. So the last double crochet of the row is always going to be a normal one. So actually now we have to, like, we finished our row, and now we have to chain 2, turn our work. And we're gonna repeat the same thing. We're gonna insert our hook behind, then front, and then alternate. So we are not going to change the color yet. We are going to make our decrease, but from now on we have to take the white yarn with us. So we're going to, first we need to finish off this one. So there's one more left. We're gonna take our white yarn, make sure that it's with us while doing the first decrease. And now, before finishing off the decrease, we have to change the color now. And now we're gonna continue with simple double crochet. And we're gonna continue by alternating the colors until we reach this part here where we need to do the ribbing part again, but first we need to do the decrease. So you can continue making double crochets until you have 3 stitches left before we start this part here, because then I'm going to show you when we need to change the color and where we are going to do the decrease, and then continue with this part here. So we now have 3 stitches left before the ribbing part starts. So here we still need to finish off with 1 double crochet in the white color, but we are going to change the color first. And now we have to make the decrease. We're gonna keep the white color here. And now we're gonna make our ribbing part. So first behind, then in front, and then alternate until you have 1 double crochet left. And now we're going to make the simple double crochet. And we're going to continue this type until, let's see for how many rows. So we did 3 rows now, 1, 2, 3. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 rows left. So in each row we have to do the decrease. We start with the ribbing part and then 1 decrease. And before we end the row, we also have to always make 1 decrease before making the ribbing part. So let me show you this 1 more row one more time, and then you can just continue by doing the same thing, by always alternating the colors and doing the decreases right before or right after the ribbing part. So we have a decrease now. So here the decrease has to be mixed in the 2 colors because we are exactly where we need to change the color. So we're gonna first start with the yellow color and then change into the white color. And then continue with simple double crochet. And we're going to continue until we reach the ribbing part. The last 2 stitches before the ribbing part, we need to do the decrease. Here we're going to do the same thing as we did here. We need to do half of the decrease in one color and the other half in the other color, and then start off with the ribbing part. And this we're going to continue as said for the next 13 rows, and then we have the final ribbing part left. So I now reached the same length as the other side, so let's count again. We have here the first section 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, and here as well 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. And now we don't need the white yarn anymore, so we can cut it off. And that was it with the white yarn for now. And now we are going to make this ribbing part here. In order to do so, we are going to first of all chain 2 and turn our work. And now we're going to first do the ribbing part as we did in the previous rows. So 1 single crochet, double crochet in front and 1 back. And now all we have left to do until the end of the row is to make, as before, double crochets until we reach the ribbing part again, and then we're gonna do the ribbing part as well. The only thing that changes for this row is that we're not going to change the color, so we're going to do every single double crochet in the yellow yarn, and also we're not doing any decreases anymore, so 1 double crochet into each stitch. So we're gonna continue this until we reach this part here, and then I'm gonna show you how to continue. So I reached now the ribbing part. So as we did in the previous rows, we're going to do the front and back double crochets until we reach the end of the row, and the last double crochet is going to be a normal double crochet. And normal double crochet. So, and now all we have left, as you can see here, is that we're going to do 2 rows of the ribbing part. So we're, instead of only doing it here on the sides, we're gonna do it all along. So we're gonna, and that we're gonna do for 2 rows. So we're gonna chain 2, turn our work, and just continue doing what we were doing for the sides, but we're going to continue doing it all along the row. So we inserted our hook in front of the double crochet, so now we're going to insert it in the back. So just continue alternating. And we're gonna continue this until we reach the end of the row, and then we're going to chain 2 as always, and then repeat the same thing as we did here. And that's actually it for this part, and I'm gonna meet you after you did the 2 rows. So as you can see now, I finished making the last 2 rows of the ribbon part, and here I cut off the yarn. So this is for the first part. The second part, we're gonna make the shoulders here. This is going to be the part where we then connect with the front part. So this is gonna be the back part. And here, as I reached the end here, I didn't cut off the yarn but continued crocheting. So I already did this part because I had to check the length. So for the second part, we're going to attach the yarn and make a knot. And then we're going to take our yarn, pull through, and we're gonna chain 3. 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to basically continue to do the same thing as we did here, just that we're going to crochet until we reach this part here. So we're gonna insert first back, then front, in front of the double crochet of the previous row, and then we're gonna alternate it. So we have on this side 1, 2, 3 double crochets in the front. On the back side we need to have 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So don't forget. So we need to insert one more time in the back. So make sure to have same length as the other part. So this part we have 1, 2, 3, 4 in the front, and 1, 2, 3, 4 in the back. Let's check. 1, 2, 3. It's only 3. Because here it's 4. And here it's 3, so we need to do one more. So now we have 4 in the front, 4 in the back, and then we're gonna chain 3. 1, 2, 3, turn out, work, and we're gonna repeat the same thing as we did in the previous row. The last is going to be just a normal double crochet. To make it easier, I just insert the hook into the chain space here. And now we're gonna chain 3, turn our work and do the same thing as the previous rows. And we're gonna repeat this for a couple of rows. I didn't count the rows, so the best thing is to either try it on, or if it's gonna be a present, I'm gonna show you the length that I did. So this length is 17.5 centimeters, like 5.5 inches, and this is like for a 1-year-old baby, so that you know more or less the sizes. And yeah, you're gonna continue until you reach this length, and then you're gonna do the same thing for the other side, and then I'm gonna meet you back later. So I now finished making the shoulder parts, the laces here on both sides, and now we're going to connect the two parts. So if you have any impurities or like did some mistakes on one part, or you think one part looks not as good as the other one, you can choose that as your inner part. I'm going to choose this part for the inner part for sure, because I did one small mistake here, and here actually everything looks fine. And now we're going to connect these two parts. You can connect them with the needle or by sewing them, like weaving them together, or you can take the hook as I'm going to do and crochet along the sides. So I'm going to take the yarn and make a knot. This is going to be the down part, and this is going to be the armpit here. So we're going to crochet from here until here, and the same thing we're going to do from here until here. And we're going to crochet along the sides of both parts in order to connect them. And I'm going to do single crochet until I reach the part of the armpit. I'm going to insert my hook at both parts, as you can see, and then connect them by making a single crochet. And we're going to continue this until we reach the armpit, and then we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. And then I'm going to show you how to continue. Just make sure that you're always at the same height so that it's not like that, everything is even. And then I'm gonna meet you when we finished connecting the both parts. So now I connected both parts here until the armpit. And now we are going to add some buttons. So I have 2 buttons here, and we're going to add them here and then, so that you can button up the parts here, these 2 parts. So make sure to check where exactly you need to attach them. So fold them over, and then this is the part where you need to attach them, so you can insert them here. So we're gonna take the needle this time, and we're going to simply attach the buttons. So we attached it here, and I'm going to make a knot here at the back side. And cut off the excess yarn. And now we're going to attach the other button. So we have one here and the other one here. And once again, cut off the yarn. We're going to, I usually always weave in the leftover yarns, the excess yarns at the end. So you can do it now, or you can wait until the end. So here we can now close the gap, like close the buttons. One and two. So make sure if you choose buttons that they are not too big, otherwise you cannot get them through this small hole. So, and now actually the dress is finished, but I am going to add one more pocket here. I think that would look cute, so I'm gonna show you how to make this pocket here. We're going to take the white yarn and make a slip knot, and then we're going to chain 20 plus 3, and this is actually, or 20 plus 2 actually, and we're going to attach the pocket here. So we're going to make, as you can see here, 1 2 3 4 5, so it's gonna be this height. And in order to mark the section, where I want the pocket to be, I take the stitch markers so that's why we're going to start with the white yarn, because we're gonna start from white and end with white. So we're gonna make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We need to make 5 chains plus 3 or plus 2, sorry, and then we're gonna do exactly the same thing as we did before. We're gonna alternate double crochets until we reach this part here. So we're gonna make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows of double crochet, and the last 2 rows we're going to do the same ribbing part as we did here, so only with the yellow color. But now I'm going to show you how to do it. So we have our slip knot here, and we're gonna chain 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, so 20. We made 20 chains plus 2, 1, 2, and insert, make a double crochet, like yarn over and insert our hook into the third chain from the hook. So we have 2 double crochet, as our 3 chains here count as our first double crochet, and now we need to make 3 more. 1, 2, and 3. And then we're not going to finish off the third one, sorry, because we need to change our color. And then we're gonna continue with the yellow yarn for 5 double crochet. We're gonna take the white yarn with us as we did before. 1, 2, 3. The first row is always the most difficult one. 3. And 2 more in yellow, and then we're going to change the color again, and we're going to continue until we reach the end of the row. So I made the 25 double crochets by alternating the colors, and now we're going to chain 2, 1, 2, and turn our work, take the other yarn with us and go back and make the same thing as we did before. And we're going to continue this until we have a total of 6 rows, and then we're already gonna start doing the ribbing part. So I'm gonna meet you right before making the ribbing part. So I now crochet 6 rows, always by alternating the color. And now we're going to change the color one more time, and then chain 2, and now we're going to crochet 1 row of only yellow yarn, or if you're using different color combination, only the same yarn color. before we're going to make the ribbing part. So we're going to make double crochet until we reach the end of the row. We can also cut off the white yarn, we don't need it anymore. And then continue making double crochet until we reach the end of the row. As soon as we reach the end of the row, we're going to chain 2, turn our work, and we're going to make the same thing as we did here for the ribbing part. We're going to make 1 double crochet by inserting our hook behind the double crochet from the previous row, and then we're gonna do the same thing, but we're going to insert our hook in front of the double crochet of the previous row. And we're going to alternate this pattern until we reach the end of the row, and same as we did for the previous borders is that we're going to repeat this row for one more time, and that's actually then it for the pocket. So you're going to finish up this row, then you're going to chain 2, turn your work and do one more row, and then you can finish off by just making finish off the row and cut off the yarn. And then I'm gonna meet you when you made this row and the next row. So as soon as we finished making this pocket, we're going to take the dress and we're going to attach it with the needle. So I have marked here where I want to attach the pocket. So I'm going to insert the needle here and make a knot. And then we're going to weave in all the parts. Just make sure that you're just attaching it at the front part. And now we're going to simply attach it. And you're going to continue this until you reach the opposite side, and then my plan is to add 2 more buttons here on this place, and then we're actually finished. So I'm gonna show you after I finished this part, and then we're gonna attach the buttons together. So the pocket is on, and now the last thing that we need to do is to apply these buttons. So very simple. Take your yarn and the needle and attach them, and then make a knot. Cut off the yarn and do the same thing for the other side. And that's it. We're finished now. The only thing that we need to do is to weave in all these leftover yarns with the needle. And then we're finished actually. And yes, I hope you liked this video. I hope you like this dress. You can personalize it by making different type of color patterns or color combinations. And yes, if you like this video, please like and subscribe. And yes, I will meet you at the next one. Bye.